we've hit another curveball. Got a speaker on the bench, which is never great news. So this is obviously one of the speakers from the 1968 Fender Super we've been working on. It is an original speaker. You can just barely make the date code there. We can see 68. And yeah, so I was playing the amp. I put it back in its cabinet to do some kind of final testing in preparation for filming the amplifier through its own cabinet for you guys to hear. And there was some really bad buzzing and rattling going on. And I assumed it was just the cabinet. You know, there's lots and lots of screws in there to come loose. So I tightened everything up. You know, what's really common with the bigger Fenders that have the legs on the side is that those will be loose and rattle against the cab when you're really playing loudly. So I thought that might be it, tried everything, and eventually isolated it to this speaker. And so I pulled this speaker out, and this is the original cone. This is the, I guess we have CTS Alnico, I believe. And it looks okay from here. It's got, you know, just a little indent right here, but that's nothing big. That's not gonna cause the issue. But in further inspection, so I can show you guys. Zoom in a little bit. So right there, you can see the dust cover. The glue has kind of unseated itself, which is not uncommon at all. And so the dust cover, about half of it is unglued, which, you know, you get all sorts of noises like that. And this, you know, making noises. So yeah, that's definitely the cause of the sound I've been hearing. And yeah, again, not ideal, but not the end of the world. You can re-glue that, but I don't know how. I've never done it before. So yeah, now I got to figure out kind of next steps for this. So in the meantime, I do have another vintage speaker that was never in a Fender Super from the factory, which I always thought was weird because it was found in 2 other models from the factory. So let's go ahead and grab that speaker real quick. Here, I have a very special speaker. Some of you might know, some of you might not, but this is a Jensen C10N. I don't know if you could see that or not, but this is a very, very sought after speaker. And I've been looking for these for quite some time, actually. And it's currently in my Magnetone, you guys have seen on the channel, to do a little bit of testing and to confirm it works. But this is a 10-inch Jensen C10N, so it's a ceramic magnet, and it is, I guess, the more powerful, higher wattage ceramic magnet Jensen from the era. And these have a really, really positive reputation online. In fact, these are kind of always stated as the speaker you need for your Vibralex reverb or Princeton reverb. Let's go ahead and take this speaker out and kind of look at it. This one's not perfect. It does have a little bit of damage, but I've already played it and confirmed it sounds really good. So yeah, I'm happy with this. So let's go ahead and pull it out. So here is the C10N. And as far as I know, this is the original cone. It does have a little bit of a repair here, but that's not a big deal at all. And yeah, these are, again, held in really high regard. So I am very excited to hear how it sounds in my Vibralex specifically. But I think for now, we're just going to throw this in the Super Reverb and see how that sounds. And then we can kind of at least have it serviceable to potentially do a demo sooner rather than later while we try and get the Alnico fixed. So I don't think this is really going to change the sound all that much with just one, you know, 1/4, 25% of the speakers being different. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, or it might give us a cool opportunity to have, you know, this as a miking option. We can mic this speaker or the other, you know, speakers for kind of a different flavor. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So I'm just trying to look at this as, you know, make lemonade out of lemons a little bit with that speaker issue. So let's go ahead and put this in the Super Cab for now. And we're back. So the amplifier was actually put in the cabinet. I played it now that we have the C10N in there temporarily for that one bad speaker. Got to play it, and man, this thing sounds great. I'm so encouraged by the tone. I cannot wait for this thing to be done and to really play it out. We're getting close to that for sure. And I had a just an unbelievable treat where a friend of the channel, Matt, you guys will have seen him in the comment section of a lot of my videos, as well as in other channel videos like Sonic Audio. Matt has been just such an unbelievably kind person. You know, I just want to just do this real quick and just say, in general, my experience kind of joining this little niche world of amp tech stuff has been overwhelmingly positive. Man, people have been so kind, so generous, so patient with me as somebody that's pretty new to this. And I just want to say thank you. You guys know who you are, all the people watching, my commenters, the people that comment to my videos, offering tips and tricks and all that sort of stuff. I so appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all of that. Really, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for all of you guys collectively taking me under your wing and assisting and giving me those kind of insights. It's really, really just appreciated. So thank you. Thank you. A special shout out to, of course, people like Lyle at Sonic Audio, who has really, really been helpful in answering all my questions. Brad's Guitar Garage, same sort of deal. But I want to talk about Matt for a second. So Matt is a awesome, again, kind, generous man. And he came out and brought a bunch of gear to just do a little gear hang, including a 1966 Super he owns. And boy, that amp sounded great. And it was so fun and interesting hearing my amp and his side by side. I only took one photo of the day, and I'll put that up here. But yeah, it's just, it was so neat to hear it. He's a super guy, so he gave it the seal of approval. So we're in a good spot with this amp, or at least making a good progress on it. And but in addition to bringing a bunch of cool stuff, projects he's worked on and all that, he brought just a bevy of things, of new old stock parts and tools and things, and just gave me an unbelievable amount of things. And Matt, I am so appreciative. Thank you again. Just overwhelmingly just generous, unbelievably generous. Thank you. Really, I really appreciate it. I mean, we're talking everything from tools to spring tank to new old stock Allen Bradley resistors. And sticking to the context of this video and this amp specifically, he also brought some more or less unobtainium capacitors. So let's take a look at those. So this amp, as you look at it here, has some replaced caps. You can see this one right here. This would have been a disc cap. This would have been a disc cap. And this would have been a disc cap. And obviously you're missing the blue molded here and blue molded here. And then these are two replacement blue moldeds that aren't the correct value according to the schematic, but they sound good in it. So we're going to keep them for now. And then this would have been one of those kind of red blob caps. So I would love to restore this amp as much as possible with, working original parts, ignoring things like the cathode bypass caps, because those are just a necessity to replace with modern stuff. But he provided some amazing parts here, including this 0.02 disc cap. So this would be going right here. And you can see it's made by the same manufacturer as the original ones here. And the original would have looked basically identical to this, more or less. So that'll be going right there. And then check this out. He's got some new old stock Sprague disc caps here. And I've never seen anything like this. Check that out. So cool. So just like they would have been sold at the store. And yeah, we got a 250 picofarad. This is your bright cap, your treble cap. You can see the original right there that we moved. So this will be replacing the silver mica here. And then we've got, let's see, a 0.001. So this one would be going right here, replacing that cap. This was the 10 picofarad, which is a kind of a crazy value. See that? So that will be replacing this little cap right there. And yeah, that goes a long way for us to get this thing restored. So once that's done, we'll just be missing the two blue moldeds there, assuming we keep these two here, and then the little blob cap there. And then otherwise, we're basically restored as much as possible to original spec, which is great. And then obviously we got the transformer and the choke to tackle. So the choke and the transformer are not super high priority for me. I'm just gonna keep an eye out and a safe search on eBay and Reverb and see when I'll grab it. But otherwise, it's not a huge deal. Really, I would just want to get this stuff dialed in first. So with all of that, it was a lot of talking. Thank you guys again. I just want you all to know how much I really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and continue working on this, because I desperately want you guys to hear it all complete in the cabinet. So let's go ahead, we'll start with replacing the volume pot, and then we'll move on to the disc caps, and hopefully be able to sign off tonight with no major headaches and basically good to go for some more testing tomorrow. So we've got the new Fender J-Taper volume pot installed here, and it's very interesting. It still seems to have the same behavior where it does not turn on until about 2. And it does seem like the taper is more gradual from there versus the old pot, but still the same kind of thing where there's really nothing here. Here, I'll go ahead and switch the audio so you guys can hear out of the aux box. I'm just running a 400 hertz signal through the amp. So let me just change that real quick so you can hear what I'm talking about. So it's too late to really test that with the guitar through the cabinet itself. So we'll have to see tomorrow whether it really seems like it fixed it or not, or maybe it's something else and this was just kind of a red herring for us. I'm not really sure, but I'm not super pleased that it does not turn on until 2. I really don't like that. Could just be, you know, I got some alpha pots as well, and I'm assuming the Fender branded or whatever J-Taper volume pots are probably just special CTS ones. So, and I know CTS are kind of famous for that, especially the more modern ones. So that could be a potential problem here, in which case I might eventually just swap it back with an alpha. But hey, for now, we're good. Let's move on to the caps. Just purely for fun here, I'm going to go ahead and record a before and after with the cap changes we're about to do. I have no kind of expectations of it changing the tone in any noticeable way. I'm not doing it for a tonal change, but just out of curiosity, let's see. So we're going to be replacing this cap, this cap, this cap, and this cap. I'm not going to touch the normal channel, which is what this is the treble cap for the normal channel. I would expect this to change the tone, but I'm not going to mess with that. I'm more curious about this one, and this one. So I will do a recording, I guess, but after each cap change. And then in the edit, if I hear nothing, then maybe I'll just do all of them changed before and after just to see. But yeah, I have no idea. I've never done anything like this before, and I've never tried to compare side by side. So let's give that a go. And I do have the spring tank hooked up as well, just so we have a little bit of nice ambiance with it. So, all right, let's go ahead and record the before and then get to the work.